I'm gonna fill you in regardless. We're heading from Quarry all the way up to Stalba, so we're getting that southwest up towards the northeast playing path. John.
Cutting straight across the diagonal here. Should be fairly open. Looking at what a Stalwart going to do. I mean, we've seen them basically go Novo every single time, even in these 12-team lobbies. Potential to be a little bit late on that one, but they can drop around those roads very pier, try and pick up some vehicles, head out that way. Nothing really too tricky for a lot of teams.
Yeah, this is like a very nice playing path for a lot of different teams here. If you're trying to get over towards the eastern side, let's say Milta Power, Lipovka, slightly more difficult, but there is plenty of roads here where you can pick up some of the vehicle spawns, especially even Georgia Pole. You know, if you head up towards Hospital, I think there's like 2 buggy spawns up on that side as well, so you can really pick yourself up some quick vehicles and get moving. Most eliminations swept there with 19 eliminations so far, John. That's kind of a surprising one for me, considering he's done so much here in the Afterparty Showdown. And I think, you know, because Fluketh and Stone both had such a good PMWI, he's showing up here in the Afterparty Showdown to try and earn as much as possible for his team.
Mythic there topping the tables for headshots, as well as Stoned on 4 as well. Bumping it up to 6 in this 18-game series. Revo, there is so much work. I mean, these guys are the top 3 for eliminations as well as knockouts. It's really good news for them in terms of their performance. Nader though is pretty tight at the top 3, the maximum that we've seen.
Absolutely. I think, you know, Mafioso as well as Revo, you know, they're both very, very good players. You can see how high they are in the knockouts, but I think every single player on Alpha 7 does play their own particular role. You know, Carrillo's very, very good when it comes to those clutch moments. And I really do like the addition of Mythic. I think he's provided this amazing defense for the team. You know, he's not always the most flashy player in the world, but when it comes to preventing teams from wiping them or getting a quick swivel on teams that are flanking from the side, you know, that is where he absolutely does shine.
Ooh, a little bit of spice here for 7C and Bigatron as they hot drop on top of one another.
A little bit spooky for them up in Severny, but it's a nice place to start for yourself, especially with the circle. If you didn't quite catch it, or you're just joining us now, it did head up towards that northern side of the map. I would say fairly central over both the middle islands, well, towards the north of the island as well. So we don't have a huge amount of water in this one. So it provides some pretty decent rotational paths for a lot of these teams. Stalwart, on the other hand, all the way down towards Novorepnoye, they're not going anywhere. And you would know that they drop Novorepnoye every single time if you are tuning in to the PMWI. And if you watch together with us for the 2022 PMWI Watch Together, you can head over towards that in-game esports center, watch with your friends to win yourself some PMWI special sets.
You can look fresh as anything doing it as well if you're grabbing those gun skins and outfit. The PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time, and you can also win PMWI treasure crates if you play PUBG Mobile during PMWI.
That's the key part of that one. That's the key part. Make sure you're playing during the PMWI, because we are coming to a close now. You know, we're in our first match of the main event. There's no show match at the end of the day. We already found our victor for that in Stalwart Esports. No second runner-up for them this time. They're taking it all. That's happy days for them. So as we head through the next 6 games, I'm going to say 6 games right now because we're really in just that very beginning of our angle right now. Do you think any team can start to challenge Alpha 7? Because they are ahead. But they're not by
No, I don't think.
All right.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone's gonna.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be very.
All right. Yeah. I get it. Alpha 7. They're just way ahead of anyone else right now.
To be fair, I mean, we joke around, but they are astonishingly far in the lead for the fact that they've only played 12 games, being 27 points ahead of Vampire.CEST. I mean, it feels like it's going to be a really, really hard task for them to catch up to that. Right, over these 6 games, you're looking at close to 5 points extra per game for Vampire.CEST over these next 6, right?
Yeah.
And a team like Alpha 7, to outperform them by that margin is very, very hard.
Absolutely. Zuxi, though, N249 blasts Orang out of Erangel there. And he'll take the first elimination reward of $2,000 going over towards the Bigatron Red Aliens, and Zuxi picking up that one.
Well, that's the thing as well, right? I don't think Alpha 7 are going to be dethroned at the top, but there are plenty of teams that could take a couple of chicken dinners and look towards out-earning them. I mean, S2G, for instance, right? A lot of money found for them.
Sneaky.
They're sat in 6th place, right, at the start of this game, but they have a lot of cash on the cards. And that's kind of the really exciting thing about this Afterparty Showdown. It's those in-game bounties. Yeah,
they love Sanhok, man, because they are able to get that first team elimination a lot of times. And, you know, it goes either way for both R8 and S2G. You know, they take their chances with one another, right? It's like either R8's going to get that $5,000 or we're going to get that $5,000. And I mean, both teams would take your chances on that. You know, you might not get the most points in that game, but you will get the first elim. You will get the first team elimination. And you know, that could add up to a total of $7,000 on the game. Just 3,000 under, getting that chicken dinner.
I mean, even if you're taking a coin toss on the fight, right? 50-50, on average, you're getting $2,500 per game.
Yeah.
If you're hot dropping.
Exactly. That doesn't include the first elim either. So, you know, there is a lot to be had for S2G. And I think that drop over towards Sanhok is nice. Zuxi, though, on a tear right now with the M249. Taking it. Close quarters with 7Cs at the moment. Zuxi with the mini Uzi will just look to finish it.
And this is good news for Bigatron, right? A team that seemingly dodged the money so far in the previous 2 days' games. They pick up that 2,000 for that first elimination, and they're looking to try and take out the rest of 7C. Not so good if you're a fan from the Indian region, though, as Scout and Spray God look to defend.
Missouri. It's a fair bit of damage there, but Zuxi will knock another in Spray God. Now just Scout all on his lone. Has to pull something magical to make this one happen. It's very unlikely. And Zuxi, an absolute machine with the M249, and Luxi lobbing that one over the top. It's simple pickings for BTR. $7,000 earned. First match of the day.
And the first special elimination as well.
9K!
An extra 2. 9K on one fight. Incredible result for Bigatron. I think they started on, what, like 11, 17, something around that sort of mark in the teens. So nearly doubling their earnings in one fight.
What a calculated finish that was. We'll get the first elim, we'll push up, then we'll drop the nade over the top to finish the last, and we'll get all those prizes in one.
That is a $7,000 nade.
Yeah.
That one elim, the final elim on our team, the first special elim. Beautiful.
You gotta love it. They're also currently heading up most team eliminations right now. I don't know for how long, but it would be funny if they do finish it like this. We do see the nade now as it pops over the top. Look, see, cool guys don't look at explosion, just runs away.
I know I've done this. This fight's already over.
Absolutely.
You just hear the katana resheath.
Shing!
I knew you'd make the noise. I knew you'd do that. I knew it.
Oh, you know, I've been practicing for this very moment.
I can tell.
Yeah. Like, in that eventuality, I will bring out the best katana sheath that anyone's ever heard. Getting straight back to the game, though, Circle does head up a little bit further towards the north, so still very indecisive at the moment. It's at the counter, can't pick between the Peppermint and the Spearmint garments at the moment. I just don't know where this Circle's going to head. I think, you know, these teams are also going to be in the same boat, trying to figure out where is the best position to hold. I do like Team Falcon's spot at the moment, though. Diz does actually give you a lot of opportunity to hold out teams like Rod coming in from Yasnaya. Even teams like Damwon Kia, should they need to move through, they'll have to head over either that eastern bridge or the bridge that's right in front of them, just the east side of Rozhok. And either way, Team Falcons should get a bead on them.
I'm just trying to figure out how much BTR could potentially earn in one game, right? Because if they get most team elims after the first team elim, that would be 10K. If they get most elims after the first elim, that would be another 17K, bringing us up to another 7, bringing us up to 17K. First and most special elims would bring us another 4, bringing us to 21K. Unfortunately, though, the first airdrop was not collected by them, which means that their maximum could be 22K on the game. With the 10K chicken dinner, make that 32.
Yeah, that would be some big earnings. However, that's also a lot of ifs right now. They have made it happen already with 3 of the awards going their way. We're still looking down towards Alpha 7 to remain strong in this match and continue to push their lead ahead of any of the others in the lobby. 137 you see there over Vampire Esports with 110. Quick check-in back with those most eliminations. Korea, Revo just working in tandem. 23 each, sharing the love. And that circle is brutal. This is where Team Falcons can start to get a little bit of work done over on that East Yaz bridge. Unfortunately, the circle doesn't head over towards them. So do they consider moving over to the western side and just giving this up for better positioning within the circles? Lots of tree lineup here as well, John. So many places to hide in this match.
With fewer teams as well, I mean, this is phase 2, right? A lot of these teams are going to be able to make that cross. Personally, if I was playing this game, I would rather this hardship now than later to decide the side of the river. Everybody knows they need to commit north, and that's the move they're going to make. Nigma Galaxy under pressure from Stalwart, but that rotation will carry on as planned for Nigma Galaxy.
This time trying to get into the circle, nice and early, but still down towards the southwest side. They're really taking their time with it. Stalwart, you can kind of understand it considering they're coming from Nova Repnoya. They're just underneath Rozhok at the moment, closer to school. Deadeye's guys starting to move their way across that East Island bridge, but RA currently with a lineup on the bank side, looking to prevent any of these rotations coming through, but they will have to deal with both Nigma Galaxy as well as Deadeye's guys. Well, they're coming back, in fact.
Okay, they've swung around. Turulov and Chari in the Dacia. Just going for a little cheeky spray. Fortunately, you can get through that tree. Maybe a lesson or two for Maxman. Stop driving us into trees on our games. But they won't be impeded on this roll around the sunken city. Deadeye's guys keep themselves on the south shore, though.
I don't know if that was a new airdrop or the one that they'd looted before. So I think there's a few reasonings behind it that you can go for. Perhaps you spot R8 on the bank side. You don't want to take your rotation just yet. You wait for the next circle and then head in late. Or they were just looking for most airdrops on the game. On the other hand, Nigma Galaxy have taken a really long wrap, but it's BTR once again. Zuxi absolutely killing it this match.
All right, okay, they want more. They are looking for that 32 max earning right now. If they can pick up the most air crates, they could earn it up there. Nades pouring in over the top. Rod. They are literally in a shooting range right now.
Yeah. Zuxi's just outside with the gun with 150 bullets in it. So he's ready for a good time. Gemforce baiting some shots out. That'll give Zuxi some time to figure out where these players are hiding at. Luxi moves around the side. And they are just surrounding them.
Gemforce with the M16 has a little range to play with there. Luxi drawing that fire. Kato not quite able to land the shots you're looking for. Smoke on that fence line does help them out. And Luxi finally goes down to Munir on the off angle. Behind a rock though, so safe for now. Can't really get out of this situation to try and push this knock.
Has drawn a ton of attention though. That molly will force Kaito out, but has to be very wary of this grenade that comes through onto Luxi's position. Doesn't hit him for too much. He's just biding his time, tries to peek up. Just a little bit of damage. Misery starts to come round. I think he's making a wide wrap potentially to pick up Luxi here. But the more they can put them in this awkward scenario on the northern side of the circle, there's really no teams around here other than Alpha 7 off in the distance. But you can see in shooting range, this is kind of an enclosed area. Munir takes some shots from the Silence M16.
It sounded like a VSS there. I was like, hang on a minute, has he got? No, he's got the M16. I was baited. I certainly wouldn't get that one on a this or that. It was a suppressed M16. I think I'd be fooled.
You think so?
I think so.
The VSS is a little bit faster, you know.
Well, it depends how fast you're shooting it.
A bit more whistly. That's about the best way I can describe it, really. Still, nades coming through. I like this from BTR. I think they realize that, you know, if they can lock them down in these fences, it's almost like putting Rod in maximum security, with BTR being the wardens at the moment. Alpha 7, though, dangerously close to this spot.
I'll tell you what we were looking at, right? In terms of the leaderboard, is Vampire Esports trying to close that gap. Right now, Vampire, slap, bang, middle circle, heads-up rotation as always, as the Falcons try and hamper These wild rides coming through from the Deadeyes guys. Yusuf is getting rolled up on. Plenty of players and a DBS to handle. I don't know if Yusuf can bear the brunt here, cooking the nade, and it's just into the firing line. So hard to handle. 3 players jumping out in your face. Not much to do.
It's a fair attempt, though. You take the nade out, but Deadeye's guys were on top of it. Alpha 7 have lost a play here. It's S2G taking shots from below. They're holding around a compound just on the eastern side, and that's Mafioso knocked and flushed. Alpha 7 still have 1 player on knee, though. Revo will fight back just a little bit, take some shots onto Forest, and there's Zuxi once again popping up in the kill feed.
Bigatron Red Aliens, 6 eliminations now, with that flush coming through. Potentially another one as well to add on to the tally. 7. Because they are really gunning for this top spot. They're gunning for the money. They've already earned themselves 9K on this game. And they want more. 7 elims, certainly the top in this current standing.
Zuxi feeling relatively motivated during this game. You know, not always in the main roster anymore either, so it's nice to see him coming in and doing some formidable work. Favian, oh my lord, that is some fancy driving.
Has to put it in reverse as he spun out with the tire, nicely finding the rock there, so somehow finding Sanctuary. A hard south shift means there's more distance to go as BTR, hang on a minute, Genfos did get knocked there. Desha at the back, out in the zone there. More team elims for Bigatron, of course, would be good. But if Alpha 7 are on the case, that's going to be all the harder. Down 1 Kia, eliminated by Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, Revo causing some serious problems for BTR at the moment. You see Zuxi's also knocked. I believe it is just 1 player remaining. And Desha, who wants some serious revenge on BTR, might just be able to make this happen.
Luxy getting flushed out there, leaving BTR on 3 with 1 knock. A little bit isolated. Nade from Desha, over the top, a little bit far. First aid coming through, Genfos knocked. He needs to push up. Carrillo just not letting it go. Not quite getting that knock, but Zuxi, fortunate. And the run looks to be stopping. Somehow, Desha is still alive. It looks like Alpha 7 haven't taken that fight. There's a squad elimination, so they are up to 2, but Bigatron, their run is cut down.
Still, fair amount of points in that game, just with eliminations alone, up to 9 on that match. Will have earned themselves a fair amount of money, which is all you can ask for. Silas spots action, should have been a freebie, but he's able to leap up on his feet. He's been doing his burpees this morning, and get behind the tree afterwards.
Work those quads. Try and pump it up. Stalwart getting rolled up on it. Looks like the Deadeyes guys, they tried it once before, but it's not going to work when Top's on the case. This red hair is on fire.
Can't stop Top once he starts to get it rolling. And even, again, you know, we're just in duos action. Following it on from the last match, we have Action and Top still remaining for Stalwart. Now, S2G, they've been harrying Alpha 7 for a long time so far. It's a nice shot from Ravenclaw, though, off in the distance that takes down Revo.
Putting more nades down the range as well is a massive result if they're able to land them. A little bit short, a little bit right on that push, but that one's good. Kelsey, though, chiming in against Alpha 7. This is excellent news for Vampire Esports if Alpha 7 go down here. Carrillo, they played spoiler to Bigatron on the north side, but it looks like they're getting shut out themselves out in the circle. Last player for Alpha 7. Carrillo needs to heal. Shut down by Action. Raze doesn't get the off angle, and Carrillo goes down outside the play zone.
Vampire Esports still have to move down into the circle here, but S2G, they've got a good shout into this one. Vampire Esports, 0 eliminations on this game, and if they want to catch up to Alpha 7, currently at the top with 137, probably more after this game as well, they do need to get cracking on with some of those eliminations because the teams are starting to dwindle. Only 18 left alive here with 5 teams still with a gun at that chicken dinner.
At the moment, Alpha 7 at the end of that game, 143 points. Vampire Esports yet to score, which puts them 33 points behind. A blinder of the game necessary. It won't be achievable in this current lobby, I don't imagine. R8 in an engagement with Enigma Galaxy. SK Ton sprayed, but not taken down just yet. Not out of the mix. Freak, not so lucky. Taken down. Ralph Lowe, R8, taking this fight and doing well so far. Amodi, nade over the top. Wants to put ID down for now. As Ralph getting rezzed. Freak as well needs to be picked back up for Enigma Galaxy to have power here.
Stops though, flushes out one player from Enigma Galaxy, and R8 are just sending in the explosives. It's almost as if you've got a plane dropping over the top with the bombs on side, but it's S2G laid low and bare by grenades coming through from Vampire Esports. Another one comes through too, now just top alive behind the blooming smoke.
And there's more pressure being exerted by Vampire Esports. They laid in wait for their prey to roll on up. And speaking of rolling on up, ID rolls straight up onto Lord. Hamodi, last player for Enigma Galaxy, but he's got an M249. Not going to be able to leverage that ammo as R8 win the engagement against Enigma Galaxy, bringing themselves up to a pretty high point tally. At the moment, though, I think Bigatron Red Aliens might still have highest eliminations.
Maybe, John. Stalwart does go down as Vampire Esports start to rack up these points. A back-to-back to finish the day yesterday with 2 chicken dinners. Now, they're looking for that coveted turkey here. 30K in 3 matches, John, would be insane.
Oh, Schweppes looks for the back shot. Now they can sweep down this hillside in a line. They have every elevation covered. Prestige finds out all about it. Shots raining down towards Ravenclaw, but there's pressure from the side, and this is coordinated pushing coming through from Vampire Esports. They are on the money with these angles. SK-Ton trying to sneak it around the side, but Ravenclaw far too heads up, out in the open, gets traded, and it's all Vampire Esports all day. What a way to close it out.
3 chicken dinners, one after another. How do they do it? Here in the after-party showdown, Ravenclaw swoops down the side and hits a beautiful flank. They call him Ravenclaw.